The lobby door slid open with a soft hiss, and Lionel Pierce stepped into the building like he belonged there. Because he did. He held a slim folder. Nothing flashy. Just papers, neatly arranged, like someone who respected process. He walked toward the elevator bank, calm and quiet. A security guard in a crisp uniform stepped sideways and blocked his path. "Where are you going?" the guard asked, not loud, just sharp enough to cut. Lionel stopped. "Conference room on the 5th floor. I have an appointment." The guard's eyes moved over Lionel's jacket, his work boots, the folder in his hand, like he was searching for a reason to say no. "You can't just walk in here," the guard said. "This is a restricted building." Lionel's voice stayed steady. "I'm scheduled. My name is Lionel Pierce." The guard didn't reach for a logbook, didn't ask who he was meeting. He simply shook his head. "Not without verification," he said. "Stand over there." And what he didn't know was that the building had been waiting for Lionel all week.
Before we continue, if stories like this matter to you, stay with me. Like this video and subscribe to Black Justice so more people can hear these powerful lessons and stay with us to the end of this narration. It helps the channel grow and keeps these stories alive. Your support helps us keep telling stories that matter. Now back to the story.
Lionel stepped to the side, exactly where the guard pointed, next to a marble wall, and a potted plant that looked more cared for than the people passing through. He waited. A white man in a suit walked in behind him, talking on his phone. The guard barely glanced up. "Morning," the guard said. The man nodded and headed straight to the elevators. Lionel watched the doors close. Each action made the room smaller. Lionel looked back at the guard. "Can you check the appointment list? They're expecting me." The guard exhaled, irritated. "I said wait." Lionel didn't argue. He didn't plead. He simply stood there and held his folder like it mattered, like he mattered. A receptionist behind the front desk noticed. Her eyes flicked between Lionel and the guard, uncertainty tightening her mouth. She started to speak, then stopped when the guard shifted his stance. The silence did more damage than the insult. Lionel waited another minute, then another. The guard finally spoke again, almost casual. "Who are you again?" Lionel answered the same way, patient and clear. "Lionel Pierce. I'm here for a fire safety review appointment." The guard snorted softly, like the word sounded too important to belong to Lionel. "Fire safety. Right." Lionel's gaze didn't change. "Yes." The guard leaned toward the desk and tapped the counter once. "You got an ID?" Lionel handed over a card. Calm. The guard held it for half a second, barely looked, then handed it back like it offended him. "This doesn't mean anything to me," the guard said. "You need building clearance." Lionel nodded slowly. "Then please call the facilities director. I have their number on the appointment email." The guard's jaw tightened. "You don't tell me how to do my job." Lionel didn't respond. He just stood there, still, steady, dignified. A quiet moment passed, long enough for footsteps to echo from the hallway, long enough for the air to feel heavy. Then the elevator doors opened again. A woman stepped out mid-40s, wearing a navy jacket with an official patch and a neat badge clipped to her lapel. She carried a hard case and a tablet. Her presence didn't demand attention. It earned it. She scanned the lobby once, and her eyes landed on Lionel. She walked toward him with purpose. The guard straightened immediately. "Good morning, ma'am." The woman didn't answer him right away. She looked at Lionel first, her expression professional but warm. "Mr. Pierce?" she asked. Lionel nodded. "Yes. Good morning." She offered her hand. "Dana Whitaker, Fire Marshal's office." "Sorry, traffic was slow." Lionel shook her hand. "No problem." The guard's face shifted just slightly, like the ground beneath him had moved. Dana looked at Lionel's folder, then at the lobby, then at the guard. "Were you checked in?" she asked Lionel. Lionel paused. He could have painted the moment with anger. He didn't. "No," he said gently. "I was told to wait." Dana's eyes turned back to the guard. They didn't glare. They simply held him. "Why was he told to wait?" she asked. The guard swallowed. "We have protocols." Dana nodded once. Protocols require you to verify an appointment, not block a scheduled inspector. The guard tried to recover. He didn't look like, he didn't have... He stopped himself, but it was already out in the air, hanging there. Dana's voice stayed calm. Finish your sentence. The guard's mouth opened. Nothing came. Dana looked at the receptionist. Is there an appointment list at the desk? The receptionist nodded quickly. Yes, ma'am. Pull up, Dana said. The receptionist tapped on her screen, hands moving fast. He's here, she said. Lionel Pierce. 9:30. 5th floor conference room. Facilities and legal are attending. Dana turned back to the guard. So he was expected. The guard's eyes dropped. I didn't see it. Dana's tone didn't rise. It didn't need to. That's the problem, she said. You didn't look. The lobby went quiet. Even the elevator chime felt too loud. Lionel stood with his hands relaxed, not triumphant. Just present. Just human. Dana faced the guard fully now. What's your name? Evan, he said quietly. Evan Briggs. Dana nodded, typing into her tablet. Evan, I'm documenting this interaction. The building requested this inspection after multiple code concerns. Delays can have consequences. Evan's throat bobbed. I understand. Dana turned slightly, addressing the receptionist. Please call the building manager to meet us in the conference room. The receptionist reached for the phone immediately. Evan tried one last time. Voice small. I can walk him up. Lionel glanced at him. No satisfaction, no heat. Dana answered instead. No, he will be escorted as scheduled. Then she looked at Lionel and said quietly, Thank you for staying calm. Lionel nodded once. I've learned that calm keeps the truth clear. Dana stepped toward the elevators. Lionel followed beside her. Evan stood behind him, frozen in the place where his confidence had been, watching his own assumptions collapse without anyone raising a hand or a voice. In the elevator, Dana spoke softly. Mr. Pierce, I want you to know something. The fire marshal's office doesn't just check buildings. We check how people treat the responsibilities inside them. Lionel looked forward, voice low. He didn't raise his voice. He raised the truth. Dana's eyes flicked to him, acknowledging the weight of it. Exactly. Later that morning, the building manager arrived, apologetic, shaken, careful. Evan was removed from the lobby desk, pending review and retraining. Not as revenge, as procedure, as accountability. Because a uniform doesn't give someone permission to shrink another human being, and dignity doesn't need permission to enter a room. Respect costs nothing, but means everything.
If this story touched your heart and remind you that respect should never depend on appearances, race, or color, take a moment to subscribe. Your support helps us share more Black justice stories that inspire change, spark awareness, and remind the world what dignity truly looks like. Share and leave a comment. Your voice helps bring these stories to life and keeps the message alive. Your voice matters here,